"It's a dreadful business," said a hen, as she said it in a part of the town where the incident had not taken place. "It's a dreadful business to happen in a hen house. I wouldn't dare to sleep alone tonight. Thank goodness there are so many of us up here on the perch." And then she told the story she had heard in such a way that the feathers of the other hens stood on end as she spoke, and even the rooster's comb drooped. It's perfectly true. But let's begin at the beginning. It happened in a hen house at the other end of town. The sun went down and the hens flew up. One of them was a white-feathered, short-legged little thing who laid her eggs regularly, a most respectable hen in every way. She settled on the perch, preening herself with her beak. As she did this, one teeny feather fluttered down. "There's that feather gone," said the hen. "Well, well, the more I preen myself, the prettier I shall become, no doubt." She said it in only a fun way, you know. She was the life and soul of that crowd, but otherwise, as we've said, most respectable. Then she fell asleep. All was dark. There sat the hens, packed closely together. But the white hen's neighbor wasn't asleep. She had heard and not heard, as one must do in this world, for the sake of peace and quiet. But she couldn't resist telling her neighbor on the other side. "Did you hear? Well, my dear, I won't mention names, but there's one hen I know who is going to pluck all her feathers just because she thinks it makes her look smart. Hum! If I were a rooster, I should simply treat her with the greatest contempt." Up above the hens lived Mother Owl, Father Owl, and all the little owls. They were a sharp-eared family, and they heard every word. They rolled their eyes, and old Mother Owl flapped her wings. "Don't take any notice. You heard what she said, of course, and I heard it with my own ears. Upon my word, I don't know what the world is coming to. One of the hens, so utterly lost to all sense of henly decency, is sitting there, plucking out her feathers, with the rooster looking on the whole time." "Little pitchers have big ears," said Father Owl, motioning towards their children. "Be careful what you are saying." "Oh, but I shall have to tell the owl across the road," said Mother Owl. "She is somebody well worth associating with, you know." And off she flew to spread the news. "To-whoop, to-whoop, to-whoo!" They hooted together outside the pigeon house over the way. "Have you heard the news? Have you heard the news? There is a hen who has pulled out all her feathers just to please the rooster. She is freezing to death, if she isn't dead already. To-whoop, to-whoo!" "Where? Where?" asked the pigeons. "In the yard opposite. I saw it, so to speak, with my own eyes. It's not at all a nice story to tell, but it's perfectly true." "True, too, true, too," cooed the pigeons, and they immediately flew down to tell the story in the chicken run below. There's a hen. In fact, some say there are two hens who have plucked out all their feathers to be different from the rest and to attract the attention of the rooster. It was certainly a dreadful thing to do, what with the risk of chills and fever, and they caught cold and died, both of them. "Cock-a-diddle-doo, cock-a-diddle-doo, wake up, wake up," crowed the rooster, flying up onto the fence. He was still half asleep, but he crowed all the time. "3 hens have died of a broken heart, all for the sake of the rooster. They've plucked out all their feathers, and now they are dead. It is a dreadful business, it really is. But it's no good trying to keep it quiet. Tell anyone you please." We'll tell," squeaked the bats. And the rooster crowed and the hens clucked, tell, tell, tell. And so the story flew from one hen house to another until, at last, it came back to the place where it had really started. 5 hens, that's how it was told, 5 hens have plucked out all their feathers to show which one has lost the most weight for love of the rooster. Then they pecked at one another till they bled, and all 5 dropped down dead. A shame and a disgrace to their relations, and a serious loss to their owner. The hen who had dropped the little loose feather naturally didn't recognize her own story, and, as she was a respectable hen, she exclaimed, I despise such hens, but there are others just as bad. Things like that ought not to be hushed up. I must do what I can to make certain that the story gets into the papers. Then it will soon be known throughout the country, and it will surely serve the wretches right, and their relations too. It was put into the papers, all clearly written in plain print, and is perfectly true. 1 feather can easily become 5 hens. If you've enjoyed this very, very short fairy tale, I would invite you to please like and subscribe to Reader's Labyrinth. My father used to sit with me and my brother late at night reading us these fairy tales from the Reader's Digest, the world's best fairy tales. Again, if you have derived any kind of pleasure from this, please subscribe. There is also a playlist where I'm putting all of the fairy tales in. It is my goal to make it through all 69 of these. Thank you.